Tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun and we're going to go for the top 10 reasons why people don't like you. So do you wonder if any of these 10 are part of you? Well, I've got them right here. I'm going to do a little David Letterman and make them fly off for y'all. My name's Christine and I'm an entrepreneur. I've been building a home fitness business for the past 15 years and I initially started in 2000 with Chalene Johnson, and I mentored many people to insane huge fitness success. They achieved many titles. They achieved many awards. They presented on the biggest fitness conference stages, but they all were still not making money. It's all good to just get a feather in your cap for fitness, but it only goes so far. When you actually want to make money doing something that you love, you got to do something different, because it's pretty rare to be able to get discovered and become fitness famous. So that's of course where I decided to become a network marketer and align myself up with Team Beachbody, and that's of course a health and fitness company and it's network marketing. So I've been building that for the past 7.5 years, and thankfully and gratefully have built a multi-million-dollar business in that, as well as many of my friends are multi-millionaires and millionaires and six-figure earners. So that's what I've been doing. I am no nonsense and a little sarcastic. Of course, I like to specialize in social media marketing. I help people create high-performance coaches and teams, as well as I am a person that thinks about creating a system. If there's something that needs to be learned and followed, I create a system and plug people into it so that they can have success. That's just how I think. So let's go. We're going to work our way backwards, starting at number 10. Let me start, and I will put it up. The 10th reason why people may not like you is you are annoyingly funny. Annoyingly funny. I gotta throw that. So annoyingly funny that you just constantly go with a joke after joke and a jab and a cut, and you're constantly trying to get a laugh when sometimes the situation doesn't warrant a laugh, or you're trying too hard and people are giving you pity laughs, or you say a lot of the cliche jokes that you're just really trying hard to be funny. When you have to try really hard to be your personality, then that of course is showing either insecurities, that you don't have much self-esteem and you are really trying to get attention, or you're covering up for your insecurities. Number 9, the 9th reason why people may not like you is you are these reading forward or backwards to you guys? Unapproachable. I squeezed it in. Unapproachable. The 9th reason why people may not like you. It's normal. Cool. Thank you. Boom. So you are unapproachable. Now, I don't know if you watch Bravo. Like, if you don't, I don't know if we could be friends. I really don't know. I gotta tell you this quick. So my husband and I, we thankfully, I don't know why, but we drive GMCs, and he has a Yukon Denali XL, I have a Yukon Denali short, and we also have a Corvette. And so the dealers always call us every year because they know that we'll trade in. I don't know why. Maybe if you know this, but why do they want our used vehicles to give us a brand new vehicle where even our payments may be lower? Like, why wouldn't you do that? So we just went and swapped in all 3 of our vehicles and got brand new vehicles all over again. And my Yukon only had 7,000 miles on it because I just drive down the road a little bit. That's it. And so when I was talking with a finance guy, and it was hysterical because like he could seriously park his butt on my couch and watch my entire DVR. It's like all Bravo and everything. And he was all about talking about the Housewives show and Below Deck. So I just finished watching the reunion for Below Deck. And if you don't know what that is, that's the reality show on Bravo about yacht charters. And one of the chief stews, she has what's called resting bitch face. And that is just, some people, they just have a natural frown to their face. And actually, I'm that person. I do. So if I'm not working or doing something like this or having a conversation with someone, if I'm just going about my day and I'm not thinking or I'm overthinking, then I will have resting bitch face. My lips frown down a little bit. That's just my normal face. You too? Yeah, so So resting bitch face, you can come across as unapproachable, and that may not be the only time, of course, but there's different ways of how you can come across unapproachable. That's me too. Everyone always asks, are you okay? You know, that's actually really good that they're asking you that, because then that's a sign that you actually have to practice how you hold your face when you're in public. So obviously when you're at home, it's no big deal. But when you're in public, you do have to pay attention to how you hold your face. And I'm very conscientious about it, especially if I'm standing in line, because you just don't know who you don't know. You know, there's a lot of people. You smile a lot, people don't think anything's ever wrong. That could be a positive and negative too, because again, you could be that person that's just always unknowingly happy, like nothing's ever wrong in your life. Reaching this face, no wrinkles or Botox, one or the other. So the thing with you being unapproachable is your body language and of course your facial expression. So some typical ways of why people may not like you is because you're driving off this energy that is pushing people away. So it could be your face, it could be just a frown, or you're not making eye contact, you're looking down, you're very consumed in what you've got going on, like in your hands or in a book. You don't want to invite people in to your personal space, and you're doing that with your face, but then also your body language also can convey that you're unapproachable. And this could be positive, negative. So the other side, negative of it all, is that you're closed off, you know, with your hands folded and crossed in front of you, just, you know, cupping your fig leaf down there. That, of course, is closing off. But that's one way. But then also being unapproachable in a different sense, that you hold your kind of self like you're better than. And it could just be your snobby look and how you're holding your body and mannerisms, like you really just don't want to have any conversation. So it's not that you're closing people off, that is one way, but it also could be how you're outwardly expressing yourself, that you are coming across better than, or I don't have time for you, for real, peasant. Okay, number 8. Eighth reason why people may not like you is you make excuses. You make excuses. So you are the king, queen of making excuses. And that, of course, is in multiple things. If you set up, hey, let's go for lunch, and then you constantly are canceling because you always have a reason. Or, hey, I thought you said you were going to do this in your business. Oh, I didn't because, you know, grandma came over and we had this, that, and the other. So you always have a but. Or, oh, this happened. There's always a reason why. And excuses are exhausting, and it can definitely push people away. You're going to lose invitations, you're going to lose friendships, and people aren't going to want to associate with you because you're constantly just filling them up with excuses and not following through on what you said you were going to do. Or you're just an all talker. You talk a big game, but you do no game at all. How about just don't mind what people think of you? Well, you know what? There is that direction of not caring what people think of you, but I think to a degree. So in my 2 cents of it all, and again, everybody has their own opinion, my 2 cents of it all of not caring what other people think of me, because I am in that position myself. I used to be very I guess low self-esteem, and was always trying to please people and always get attention, by other people to feel value. I used to be like that in my early 20s. But there's a difference, I think. So for instance, when you are like, I don't care what people think of me, I am going to go and do this. Could be a rudeness level to it. There could be a negative side to it. So it's not that you are not caring what other people think of you. It's a matter of, are you doing it in the right way and direction? Is what you're doing healthy? And is it hurting other people? Is it rude? Is it unprofessional? So I guess that's kind of what you got to ask yourself in terms of when you say, I don't care what people think of me. So for instance, I live a fit and healthy lifestyle. I put my fitness up online, and that annoys people. For instance, it was so funny. So funny. I put up a picture of me before and after of 1 year. So from last year to this year. So I've really been trying to nail in the past couple of years, tweaking how I eat, the timing of how I eat, how I train, because I'm 43 now. I turned 43 on Friday. So I'm 43, and that, of course, things change, hormones change. I'm constantly having to rework the system to be able to make my body work for me. So just in 1 year's time, I've been training differently and eating differently. And I put up a picture showing, this is me weighing lighter last year, and I weigh heavier this year, but I'm leaner this year. So I put that up, and someone, oh, they're so funny, they put up one of the most nastiest comments on my thread. And I was like, oh, my husband goes, now don't go and say anything negative. I said, oh no, I like those moments where I can go on and kind of tell someone how dumb really you are with calling someone out. So basically on my post, she's like, oh, well, good for you. Lottie freaking da. You don't have to, you're not a single mom, and you don't have to work, and you don't have this, that, and the other. And basically her message was saying, like, I just have everything handed to me, and I have had no problems in life at all, and that my life is perfect, and I've always been fit, and I don't have any problems with fat or anything. It was so funny. I was like, okay. And I just let it sit there, and I let other people started to respond for me. But the thing is, why am I talking about that? Well, what was that about? I don't even know. So caring about what other people think of me. Do I care what she thinks of me? No. I don't care. And she's critiquing because I'm putting myself out there, letting other people know that, you know what, things do change, and I'm trying to inspire you to make a change in your own self with nutrition and training, because it's showing up in my own self. And people don't like people who are sometimes living happier and healthier. Obviously, she was quite bitter, and she had to take it out on me. So I'm not working to please her. No, for real, I'm not. Okay? Number 7, why people don't like you, is you are negative about everything and everyone. You saw that post? I wanted to comment back for you after hearing your story. Thank you so much, Jessica. That's funny. See, that's the funny thing, is she doesn't know my story, and she just is a nasty that needs to go out and try to tear people down. You know, there's going to be people who just want to tear you down because they're not happy in their life, and they want you to be miserable too. And so I don't take offense to that, but I don't need to. I never replied back. It was because I just had life happen, and I was like, oh, it's a big deal. Who cares? Who cares? Really now? You know, who cares? I was in the moment, though. I really wanted to say something, and I was about to, but my husband goes, let the other people say stuff first. So people who are negative about everything and everyone, people don't like those people. They always have to find the negative in the situation. They are that person that looks at, you know, that glass half empty, that they are like walking on the street and they will find anything out of a beautiful scenery. They will pick the negative to complain about. And that's also, you'll find people do that a lot when they get things for free. Have you noticed that? Have you ever noticed that? When people get something either for free, discounted, or like really, you know, something that was a huge like gift to them, gift, that they complain. See, that's the thing, they're super negative, and people don't like negative people. They will find negative. They'll find negative in other people, and they'll talk about other people as well. They'll bring up a negative. So for instance, if someone is living a healthy life, they'll be like, yeah, they look great, but I mean, they probably can't even go out to dinner. I mean, they probably could never go out and hang out with a friend. They probably don't even drink any wine. Like they probably are constantly working out like 5 hours a day, every day. I don't want to do that. Negative influences your brain. And I just had this conversation with a new coach that joined with me, and she was talking about her circle of influence and that there is a lot of negativity around it. And she was trying, and she's trying to really help them want to be happier, to live a healthier life. And I was pretty much letting her know that, you know what, if someone doesn't want to, they outright have said, I don't want to, you can't try to make them change. They need to be in a negative space. And if they're negative Nellies, if you're surrounding yourself with that, that's what you're going to become as well. So negativity, those people just always finding the negativity, always finding a way to complain, that you just got to get them out. Move those people away from you, because it's only going to associate you as well as being a negative person. All right, number 6, why people don't like you is they talk nonstop. Talk nonstop. Have you had those conversations where you're trying to have a conversation, should we say, trying to have a conversation, and that person is a run-on sentence, and they are constantly filling in the silence. People who talk nonstop, they either need attention, they need their ego stroked, or they are very uncomfortable. They don't know how to have quiet moments, especially with someone that they don't know. Someone who will not stop talking, and you're trying to find that pause so that you can interject and have a conversation. That's hard, because you're just trying to find that pause, and sometimes you just have to give up. And if you continue to have those conversations with that person, that person's just not enjoyable to talk to. You like the awkward silence. You know, isn't that funny, Katie, that sometimes it's kind of like a game? Have you ever done that? Where if you're with someone and you don't know them too well, typically the average person feels like they need to constantly keep creating conversation so that it's not awkward silence. But sometimes I like to treat it as a game and, you know, just to hold my disposition still in a nice way, but not talk, just to see, can we sit here and not go deep into some rambling conversation about nothing, especially with new employees. Oh boy, they must find that painful. Exactly. But it's actually a good training little technique for you to be uncomfortable with silence and to be able to just be with someone's presence and not constantly fill in the blanks. But if you're constantly talking nonstop, then that means you're probably not talking about them. Hopefully that makes sense. Because if you're talking nonstop, that means you're not asking questions and you're not wanting to get to know them. Number 5, reason why people don't like you is because this may be you. Boom. Drama queen or king. Drama queen or king. So, if you've ever said, why does this always happen to me? I can't stand that is always happening. Did you know Susie always has so much drama in her life? If you've ever said those things, it's because you crave it. You crave it. If you think that you aren't drama, you are. If you have other people in your life that constantly have drama, you have drama. And if you've ever said, why does this always happen to me? You have drama. You're a drama seeker. And really, what really kind of will change that is personal growth and development. You definitely have to work on your brain and associate yourself with better, like-minded people, be goal-driven, be accepting of constructive criticism, put yourself to challenges, and kind of keep working and developing yourself. That's the only way to really get away from drama and negativity. And here's another technique that I can share with you guys. With that person I was talking to that has a lot of negative influence in their life, she wanted to, effectively start to distance herself. Now, you obviously can't go to a friend of yours who's negative that you just don't, you're done with the negativity. You can't go to that friend and call him and say, all right, Susie, I'm just letting you know that I really loved our friendship, but if you're going to continue to be negative, I can't be your friend anymore because I'm moving on. I am building my own life and my dreams, and I am working with living fitter and healthier and more amazing. And you constantly complain. So I'm letting you know that I'm no longer going to be emailing or texting you or communicating with you. You can't say that. You can't say that because it's basically you saying, you suck and I'm great. You can't do that. So how can you distance from people who are negative or drama is you can just slowly control the situation. So there's a couple different ways. One of them, so say they text you. You train people how they're going to treat you. You train people how they're going to treat you. So if you get a text message from someone, and if you immediately respond to text messages, you've now trained that person. That's how you are for response. So for those moments that you don't respond right away, they're going to jump all down your throat being like, why didn't you respond? I texted you and you finally texted back 4 minutes later. Like, why didn't you respond? Because that's the truth. You train people how you want them to treat you. So one of the ways to be able to push someone away that you don't want in your personal space anymore, or you want to remove kind of the friendship, is to create more distance. So it's not that you're jumping off a cliff saying, I don't want to be your friend anymore. You are creating that distance, and you don't directly need to tell them. Your lives are just going this way. What you want to do is, if you've got negative people in your space or drama, that negative world, then you start creating some distance. So when they text you, don't text right away. Maybe you wait a little bit. Maybe you wait till tomorrow morning. And then you don't need to be like, oh, sorry, I didn't respond back. Just respond back. You don't need to tell a reason. And then again, when they text them again, and when they text you again, eventually you can create more distance in your response. So you can let them know, oh, hey, sorry, I was off doing blah, blah, blah. I was busy doing this, and here's my response. So eventually they're going to get it, because you're creating more distance in your response time to them, that they're eventually going to just start to move on as well. And that, of course, is a quick, easy way. But the other way is, for instance, if this is someone that you constantly are hanging out with and you no longer want to do activities with them because they are negative or they are drama and they always have something going on in their life, woe is me, then when they do ask you to go do something, rather than being like, oh, sorry, I don't want to do that anymore with you because that's low life activity. Like, you don't want to say that. What you can do is say, well, actually, no, I'd love to go hang out with you, but I was actually going to go for a run in the park. I'd love if you want to come with me. So you're going to invite them to do something that possibly they may not want to do. And so you're still inviting them, but you're probably inviting them to do something that they don't want to do. And that's going to, of course, create some distance. And just the more distance you create, that's going to move on. All right, here's a dangerous one. You guys ready? Number four. I hate this one. Oh, I hate this one. Here you go. I should come from here. Here it comes. Boy. The one-upper. The one-upper. Doesn't that annoy you? The one-upper. A lot of times people don't realize that they're doing it. It's the jumping in, the me too, and, oh, you got that, I've got that. Oh, you were a cheerleader? Well, I was a cheerleader and we won these. Hold your tongue. So if you find that you are guilty of this, then when you're in conversation with someone and say someone says something that maybe you've done or that you've achieved or something like that, where you could easily come in and be like, well, yeah, me too. You did it in 4 years. I did it in 3. You won't believe it. I did it in 3. Rather than when someone says, yeah, I finished college and it took me 3 years to finish, a bachelor's degree, and it took you 2. Well, rather than you jumping in and saying that, say, really? Wow. So how did you make that happen in your schedule? You don't need to say it. You don't need to say it. So just hold back. Hold back. So you don't need to be a one-upper. And, guys are a little bit different with this because, of course, girls chat a little bit different and guys, talk different. Of course, I'm not a guy, but of course I listen to my husband a lot of times and I'm always calling him out on certain things. That a Me Tooer, yeah, so you don't need to be a Me Tooer. You could just let them have it. Let them have it. Because the conversation is going to be one of the best conversations if you just let them have it. Let them own it. So for my husband, the guys just do that stuff. Like, for instance, he'll put up a video of him lifting some insane amount of stupid weight in the gym. And I'm like, why are you putting that up? It doesn't offer any value. It doesn't help people. It's just you showing off. And he says, well, no, because the other guys that are doing this, we're motivating each other to go and push and lift heavy. So you guys think different, of course. And that's exactly how my husband sounds. Exactly. So, I don't know. I think you got to just gauge it. But I would say most of the time, let people have it. Bite your tongue. If you find the tendency for you to jump in with a me too or I've done that or whatever, just stop it. The conversation is going to be so much better if you can control that. And who cares? Does it really matter? Does it really matter? Does it impact the conversation if you jump in with a me too? You know, in situations of emotional state as well. You know, sometimes when people are going through something bad, that other people will jump in and be like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you went through that. I went through it too. And when I was going through it, this happened and this happened. It's like, don't even go there. You don't need to go there, because the person, first of all, is not going to all of a sudden change from their own misery and emotional state and now be sympathetic to you. They're just thinking, let me have it. Let me have it. Number three then. Number three. Okay, so this one right here. We used to have a boat when we lived up in Rochester, New York, and we used to have it on Lake Ontario. And our friends who were also boaters, we had this koozie, you know, that would hold cans to keep them cold. And whoever was being the big jerk for the weekend, they got to have the koozie, because the koozie read, "It's all about me." So this is a reason why people may not like you, because it's all about you. You can't stop talking about you. If it's all about your life and everything you've got going on, or everything that you've achieved, or your kid is so amazing, it's always about you, your misery, your accomplishments. People don't care, because that means you're constantly talking about yourself and you're not interested in other people. And you have to ask a lot of questions and be genuinely interested and listen to their response and take it. So listen to the response, take it. You don't need to jump in with a Me Too story, a OneUp story, or you don't even need to turn the situation about you, because then that comes in. So, you know, for instance, if you're off in a shopping experience and something happens and you always say, why? This register should be opening for me because I'm standing here next in line, when that grandma is standing next to me trying to sneak up. I am next in line. Who cares? Let them have it. Who cares? It doesn't need to be about you. Always let it be about someone else, and you're going to have a lot more people like you. We've got two more. The second to last, bring on the pink. The second to last is this person. Boom! The know-it-all. The know-it-all. They're constantly telling you what to do. They're constantly giving you advice. Their way is the right way. If you're doing something one way and this person comes in and tells you, no, that's not the right way, this is the right way. But no, this is how it works for me. No, but that's wrong. This is how it should be. Or someone who constantly just has to fact you to death because they know everything. So they got to give you all the facts, all the history. Well, this is why that happened. And hey, did you know that this is why the president is the president? You know, going through all this information that you just don't need to hear. Is it really relative? They cut you off? Yes, they cut you off. So they cut you off when you're having conversation. It's all about how much they want to talk about themselves, and they can never believe that someone else could know something more than themselves. And they know everything. They study everything. Their way is the right way. That people hate. Come on, be mature, and there could be a possible other way of doing something. As well as, I'm sure that the facts you have probably could be correct if you spend all that time studying. So I see this one a lot, not just in my industry, in all my careers, you know, when I used to work medical x-ray and working in the gym as a fitness instructor, working and training the instructors to be presenters, as well as training the people to be on videos, because we do the videos, as well as in the business that I'm in now, of course, working as a Team Beachbody coach and just in the network, not just my own team, but through a bunch, is this big word, starts with an E. E. Entitlement. Entitlement. That people don't like people who constantly feel they're entitled. Entitled that gift. Entitled the first place in line. Entitled the best hotel room. Entitled the gift. So one thing, so for instance, when we did work for the fitness company, we would get gifts every month. And so sometimes you'd get the gift and it wasn't exactly what you liked. Or it wasn't your size. It was just a half size too small. You loved it, but the shoe was just a half size too small. Rather than being grateful and stuffing your fat foot in that shoe and just going through it painfully so that you can wear them, some people will go and say, can I switch these out? Really? So that just shows, you know what? It's not really, you're not really doing it for the right reasons, because if when you get a surprise gift that you didn't need, you know, as a surprise gift, and you want to modify it, change it up, get it better, get your favorite color, that means that you're kind of focused on who? Yourself, you know, and it's all about you. There's a lot of entitlement, especially in being an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, you can make yourself successful. So in the business that I'm in, people can demand attention because you can create a high rank, you can get a lot of sales, you can make yourself be seen by just doing a ton of business. So there is an entitlement feeling where people feel that they should always be chosen. Now, I put my own conference on. So I put my own conference on called the Platinum Edge, and it's in the fall. This year it's September 23rd, and it's in Dallas, Texas here. And of course, it's for my team and my organization, but there's people that will contact me, and of course, you know, this happens, I think, for everybody who has a stage, that if someone's got a stage and it's someone's chance to put themselves up there, people will contact me and they ask to speak on stage. And me, I don't know them from Adam. I've never seen them participate with the team to help. I've never seen them be a team player. Why should I just put you on stage just because you have a number of a rank attached to you? So those are some things, is that a lot of people feel that because they can create a level of success, that they are entitled to be chosen, to be selected, to be the it person, and that they should get the best. You know what? I've held the highest ranks in the companies multiple times, and the company never knew how to handle it, but they didn't do it well. Oh well. Because I'm not doing what I'm doing to get the pat on the head from the company, because I don't personally have a coach. So for me and growing my business, I have to do it from me, myself, because I don't have a coach. I'm directly connected to the company. And so whenever I do achieve something, I don't get a pat on the head or achievement or a Facebook post about me. I don't get any of that. And I'm okay with that, because I don't need that to keep doing what I'm doing. There's some people that really demand this entitlement. They feel that it's owed to them and that they should. And to give you one quick story again, there's on Facebook, I of course put up a lot of information. I talk about my business boot camps and how I train people within my team with these private 30-day mentorships and stuff. And I have this one person private message me asking me to send them my whole training system for that. And I said, no, I'm sorry. This is my private mentorship group for training these people within my team. And they came back and they said, that is so wrong that you will not give me, someone in your downline, all of the stuff that we made you 15-star diamond, and you will not give it. I'm like, first of all, no, you didn't make me the rank for my achievement. The people that are personally sponsored on me, working with me as a coach, they made me that title, not you. No. So people feel just because they are where they are, they should be given. And that is the wrong approach. And people don't like people like that. So certain people will work for motivation and for different reasons. one way is not the right way and another is not the wrong way. We have to be good in our heart and our character of why we're doing what we're doing. And for me, I'm doing it. There is no retiring. This is just in my nature to work to help people achieve something that they haven't been able to achieve in their life or haven't thought was possible. That's what I just love to do. In this capacity, this is one of the easier ways to do it. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So those are my top 10 reasons why people may not like you. Hopefully this was a little bit of entertaining. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.